Long ago in the distant past sat Bernie Burns, at a convention, having a great time, when suddenly... Mega 64. They were set up in the booth next to him, and in that booth was none other than Eric Baudour. And Bernie looked at him, watched what he was doing, and thought, I hate that guy. I hate his guts and I never want to see him again. And years later, Eric Baudour got hired at the company that Bernie founded. And not only that, he became one of the most important people there. How did this happen? Well, let's go all the way back to San Diego. It was in this city that Eric Baudour was born and raised. And since junior year of high school, he knew he wanted to do something in broadcast, and that he wanted to move out of San Diego and see other cities. So he applied to California State University and ended up at the Fullerton campus, living in Anaheim, about 40 kilometers southeast of LA. And here he had some, experiences? Well, first he had a bunch of random jobs, working at an IT place and at a zoo. Which, I say random jobs, but I feel like working at an IT place and then a zoo prepared him perfectly for Rooster Teeth. But also, he described Anaheim as a city of monster energy drinks, meth, and lizard people. But despite this, he liked the small little bubble of the city he lived in, and stayed for around 6 years. And it was during this time in college that Eric Baudour discovered his love for making shows. But he didn't want to deal with the faff of writing and directing, so instead, he found producing. And he was in luck, because a group of guys he knew since high school formed the group Mega 64. So while he was working all those odd jobs, he would drive back down to San Diego and produce for them whenever he could. And here at Mega 64, he made some, interesting content, I guess we could call it.
You can do it, Lee. We believed in you the whole time, and we knew you could do it. You can beat him up. Hey, it's a son of a bitch. It's a son of a bitch. Play for the wrong fucking side. This is what the fuck happens. Oh, God!
So researching this video was actually the first time I ever watched Mega 64. And man, what a cast of characters. Though I can definitely see where he got his talent for, lunatic wrangling. But during this time, he also got a job at Razer. Yes, that Razer. But enough about Mega 64 and Razer. What about Rooster Teeth? Well, interacting so much during conventions, Mega 64 and Rooster Teeth already knew each other. And you can actually see in some old Rooster Teeth videos that little Eric Baudour makes an appearance. So one day at a convention, Barbara came up to him and was like, hey, would you be interested in producing for us? And he responded, why yes, I do hate my life. I'd love to produce for Rooster Teeth. So he was introduced to Patrick Salazar, the head of broadcast at RT, and a little while later, he got the job. And of course, when this happened, Mega 64 made this obligatory video.
If I'd have known that this dog was gonna fucking betray me, would have been neutered.
So he moved to Austin to work at Rooster Teeth's broadcast department. Just moved to Austin. New city, new job, new beginning. I wonder what's on the news. Oh, a crazy person sending bombs to people's mailboxes. And his mother called him asking, hey, how's Austin? And he replied, oh, you know, they're still trying to catch that bomb guy. So yeah, the week Eric Baudour moved to Austin was the week that dude was sending mail bombs. But there's an important piece of the puzzle we're missing here. Bernie. Because remember, Bernie still hated him because at conventions, they were always next to each other. And apparently, Mega 64 was a nightmare to be next to. I can't imagine why. But because Bernie was so involved in everything at the company, Patrick and Gus had to actually keep Eric Babadour's hiring a secret from him. But then, this happened.
We have a new podcast producer that we've worked with quite a bit in the past. It's Eric. Eric Baudour.
Hey! Eric, what are you going to do? What's the thing you're going to do for the podcast?
I'm the new podcast producer. But what does that mean? Whatever you need, I'll get for you.
And it wasn't a secret that Bernie didn't like him.
And there's this guy in the Mega 64 booth who would just go blah, 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 blah.
Oh, you hated that guy.
I hated that guy so much. Now he works in our control room. Hey, buddy.
Happy to be here, boss.
So you can imagine his reaction that, all of a sudden, the guy he hates just randomly shows up working at his company and just starts producing shows. But for real though, if Bernie was upset here, he did a really good job of hiding it because I watched this when it first came out and I had no idea. I guess Bernie's just really good at controlling his anger.
Hey! Shut up in there!
Now, when he first got the job, he thought he was going to do some light producing and slowly learn his way around the company. But they were like, here's a bunch of stuff you gotta lead and produce. Go, 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 go now! So he was like, and because of this, the first year that Eric worked at Rooster Teeth, he declined every opportunity to be on camera so he could focus on producing first. So this is why when he got hired, as an audience, we barely saw him. But now, he's all over the damn place. And since then, he's become a core part of Rooster Teeth, working on the RT podcast, Anma, Face Jam, Bleep Face, and oversees all the producers. And they don't hate him anymore, so that's cool. Gavin even said that Eric Blubber went from someone he tried to ignore as much as possible to someone he actually likes and listens to. And Jeff said that he was his favorite Mega 64 member. So thanks, Eric Bob Labba Ding Dong. Thanks for all the hard work you do, and I wish you luck in the many years of torment you have ahead of you.